Hello, everybody. We transition to screen number 2 so that you can see me. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of the podcast, the bottom tier podcast, as we have now named it. Projects isn't here right now, so actually, okay. I try to take him off the thing, but I can't for some reason. Okay, we can do that though. Cover his face up. He's not here. I told him to get on at like 6:30. It's 7. He said he's gonna take a shower at 6. Let me take a look. 6:21. Projects is killing the environment. That's all we can address from that. That he's taking a fucking 40-minute shower. He's still in the shower. Don't let it be fooled, and don't think that he's not still in the shower. He's definitely killing the planet. 150%. Side note. I honestly have no idea what he's doing. He did say he was gonna take a shower, but I highly doubt he's taking a 20-minute shower. I apologize for this. I don't know how much noise I made. Not too much. If you guys hear some extra humming in the background, my PC has all the fans at like turbo crazy max speed because I was testing the fan speeds for my computer to turn my CPU down because it was overheating yesterday. And so now everything's at turbo super max speed. I should be fixing that later today or tomorrow. Potentially. I don't actually know. So if there's a little extra humming, it's the PC's fans going fucking psycho mode. But that's fine. We should be good. As per usual, here on the bottom tier podcast, we don't have. I should say me, because Projects doesn't really do much to prepare for the stream. He just kind of fucking shows up. But in all fairness, that's all I've been doing for the past like 2 weeks too. We don't have much to speak about, especially without Projects. Why? Because Projects was going to be my first point. The new video game that just came out that's taken everybody and their mother by storm is I'm trying to think of another name for it. Dark Souls Samurai Edition. Everybody and their mother is playing Samurai's Dark Souls Edition. Shadows die 4 times. Right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Shadows die 4 times? Right? Yeah. But in more interesting news is that Borderlands got a teaser trailer. So you should check that out. Again, we will not be running YouTube videos due to overwhelming takedown speed and never getting the video back up. Hence why we're missing an episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are wondering. Wolfenstein, I don't remember Wolfenstein having a release date, but it does now. So that's cool. July 26th, and that, Jesus Christ, scared the shit out of me. That should be dumb fuck himself.
Your boy's here.
I guess we'll take that X off his stupid face. I was saying that I have nothing prepared again. And
I mean, do you even need to say it anymore?
I was prepared like the first like 4 or 5 episodes.
And how many episodes are we in?
8. That's more than half, good friend. As I was giving the summary of shit that's gone down, Shane Dawson had to tweet out that he didn't fuck his cat. So that's always a little weird.
As you do.
H3 got called a Nazi, and in his newest videos claims he is the king of the Jews. which I'm sure triggered a lot of religious people, and I personally am a fan. So go check out that video because it's fucking hilarious. He is the king of the Jews. And Prank Invasion, which is also in that their newest video, H3 kind of summarizes it. But Prank Invasion is back in the fact that he has all his shit back. Apparently, he was hacked, or not apparently, but he says he was hacked for like 3 months. So now he's back, and boy howdy, I don't think the internet has recovered from the last time he was on YouTube, kissing people and shit. I wanted to talk about, well, not talk about, just get your opinion on Dark Souls Samurai Edition Shadow Die 4 times.
What? Shadow what? What did you say
Shadow
for the name?
I said Dark Souls Samurai Edition Shadows Die 4 times. Get that out of the way. You've played it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
That
haven't.
much.
I haven't because I'm not good at those games. I'm sure that if I tried really hard, I could probably get the timing down, but I'm not. I don't have that kind of time. I don't have time to like spend 8 hours on a game and progress through one boss, because I don't have 8 hours to spend on a game. You know what I mean, in one day anymore. So I can't really do those kind of things. But what I wanted to talk about mainly with that is that it is essentially Dark Souls Samurai Edition, right? Like, we could be fair. It's same style of game and whatnot. And what the fuck is this? What the fuck is FFZ? What the fuck is FFZ on Twitch?
The Franker Face Z thing?
Okay. I was confused. Anyway.
Why were you looking at?
I was making sure that the chat was working, and it says FFZ supporter on my little, on Steam Elements, like, little tag. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't even know why I brought it up. I'm a freaking idiot. What was I talking about? Right. Dark Souls Samurai Edition. I wanted to talk about the almost obsession with these games now. Right? It's like this is like this game is like compensation at its finest. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you got small PP, but you beat the hardest boss, your small PP does not matter anymore. You know what I mean? It's like the equivalent. I'm gonna mess with my mic all day because I'm sitting in a different angle and it's bothering me. It's like the equivalent of driving a ginormous truck with like 45-inch, wheels, and it's like lifted 12 inches off of its original lift. You know what I mean? Like it's like I feel like it's compensation for the most part, for most people, right? For people who are doing like a show or something like that, I get it because it's funny. People get mad, people like the rage. It's a good, you know what I mean? Like it's challenging and whatnot. But the way people talk about it, right? The way people like the way people are when it comes to those games, when it's like, oh, do you play so and so, like Dark Souls X? Like, no. Like, oh, why? You can't handle it? Small penis. It's like, what? What the fuck are you on about?
You just gotta get good.
Yeah, and it's just like, no, I don't really like that style of game. I'm not a huge single player guy in the first place. So a single player game that takes 85 tries to beat one boss, I'm not. The reason I'm not a good single player guy is because progressing through story, I feel like takes me too long because I start doing side shit and then I get mad because I didn't do the main quest. You know what I mean? And then if I do the main quest, I get mad because I didn't go explore the side shit. You know what I mean? So I just don't do fucking single players. So it's like that, and then like where progression takes as long as me beating a whole game for like 1/4 of the game. I'm just, my attention span is not gonna last that long. And they're like, no, it's because you suck. It's like, oh, all right, Jesus. Like, I grinded 85 hours and I beat, Big Balls Bellbinger first try. It's like, all right, dude, relax. Like, no, I'm not gonna relax. You know how hard that was? No, I don't, because I didn't play the game. And they're like freaking out about it. You know what I mean? And I feel like the games have become like a nice little compensation tool for these people. Because every time one of them comes out, every time, like whenever you go to like the threads or like the forums or something, it's like, how do you beat this boss? And then there's like one or two good comments, right? Where it's like, using this is helpful because they're weak against it or because it does a lot of damage to this boss, right? And then 90% of the rest of them are what you would expect from the internet, I guess. Just people shitting on that person for not already beating that boss. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you beat him? You get good, noob. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on.
I was seeing a lot of that when the game came out.
Yeah.
I was like in the forums looking to see if, because I was having the game was stuttering a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically unplayable.
Right.
And I was in the forums trying to see if anybody was talking about it, and I saw a lot of the people like complaining about like some of the bosses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was just spammed with a lot of people doing that shit.
Yeah, just a lot of people just being like, get good.
Yeah.
Like it's to the point where like the boss could legitimately be broken, where like one of their abilities is like literally unblockable or undodgeable because like it's like actually genuinely broken, right? And even if the devs like admit like, yes, this is broken, we are gonna fix it in the next patch, people would still be like, get good, I beat him, fucking loser. It's like, all right, dude.
Oh, he was easy for me. You
like,
can do it.
Beat him first try, 5 seconds, bro.
Even though
2
they
hits.
probably took like 30 tries to beat him.
They're the equivalent of like the trick shot channels on YouTube when they're just like, first try. Oh, we did it! First try! Even though like in reality they've said first try like 800 times as they're like throwing the basket or the ball into the basket.
Out, like the other 2 hours of them trying or something.
Trick shot videos are actually 5 hours long for 10-minute video.
Or a couple of weeks.
Yeah, for some of them, really, because some of them I will admit are very impressive, but like, God, I don't envy that they shot a basketball from the top seat of the stadium into a basketball hoop, right? I don't envy that. I envy the amount of free time that they had to shoot a basketball from row 1000 of the stadium for fucking 6 days straight until their arms were numb like they were a male child going through their puberty phase. You know what I mean? And they're just like fucking throwing basketballs. On top of that, the amount of dedication that you have to go pick up those basketballs every time, because the shot never has multiple basketballs. So there's always a dude down there picking up fucking basketballs. And it's just like the amount of dedication that you have to like film the guy. Like, just think about the cameraman, right? He's like filming the dude, right? He's like, all right, you're in focus. And then he goes, the guy's like, first try. And then he like does a little arc where he's following the basketball and it like hits the net. And he's like, fuck. All right, let's try it again. Billy, get the ball out of the shot. Okay. All right, you're in focus. Okay. And the guy's like, first try. And then he like fucking does a little arc again where he's like following the basketball. Sorry, I hit my microphone. And then he misses. Like, fuck. That was close though. You were a little to the left. Billy! Thanks, bro. Okay. All right, you're in focus. All right. First try. Oh, that one hit the backboard. Oh, man. That was close. Billy, hurry up while he's hot. You know what I mean? Like, it's like... All right. You know what? Can confirm. We are becoming a trick shot channel on YouTube. But like, that's what the going back to what we were originally supposed to be talking about. That's what these these guys on the forum are like, right? Like, first try, I beat him. You know what I mean? But I feel like the reason these games have become so popular is not just the challenge. And not just that they're good games. I believe that they're good games, right? I believe that they're like fun and challenging to a lot of people. But I believe to most people, they are that, a compensation tool to say, my wee wee is this big because I spent 8 hours beating this boss and you only spent 4 and you haven't beat him yet. You fucking pussy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what they've become. And I wonder, like, the reason I bring it up is because I wonder what the next big dick game is going to be. You know what I mean? Because there's always been a big dick game, right? Before Halo on PC.
It's gonna be the next big dick game.
Because before quick scoping was like the big dick thing, right? Like if you can 180 trick shot fools in Call of Duty, you had big dick energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I wonder what like now it's like Dark Souls games and like this Dark Souls Samurai Edition Shadows of Minecraft. It's like that style game is the big dick game, which when we put it down to its core, and I don't mean to belittle the game and its players, even though I'm sure that everybody would be is going to be upset about this. At the end of the day, is just pattern dodging and pattern attack, right? It's dodge, dodge, attack, dodge, dodge, attack, dodge, attack, dodge, dodge, attack, right? Depending on the boss, depending on the enemy. That's what they become. Like there's even videos on YouTube proving that they're rhythm games at the end of the day, and why certain bosses are so much harder because the game tailors you to this sort of rhythm, and then certain bosses are on a different rhythm, so they become way harder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like one notorious one for Dark Souls. Oh, I already forgot her name. What's the notorious one for Dark Souls? It's like this really skinny chick. She's like the bride of something. Fuck, I forget what she's called. Whatever. But the game, like, people have like deduced that most of Dark Souls is in 3-4 or 4-4. 4-4, and she's in 3-4, like her pattern, right? And even her music and shit. And that's why she's notoriously difficult, for the most part, because she's off rhythm to what you're tailored to be used to in these games, and to what most of the bosses and enemies have come to like attack you in that specific rhythm have made you used to. So now when she's off rhythm, right, and instead of dodge, dodge, attack, it's like dodge, attack, attack, dodge, attack, dodge, dodge, attack. It's like blah. Like I don't know what just happened, and so you fucking die. But I don't know. I personally hope, right? I personally hope that the next big dick game is some farm simulator. Just because then I can actually have big dick, you know.
Big dick in a farming game?
I'm saying I hope the next big dick game is a farming simulator. That way I can have a big dick.
Oh.
Just like farming simulator my little ass off. Oh yeah? My crop yield last season was 85 million bajillion tons, bitch. Big dick energy!
I think there was actually a tournament for one of the farming simulator games not that long ago.
Fuck.
I don't know how that happens, but I think there was actually one.
I don't either, man. It probably has to come down to RNG, right? Because they're probably all like using the most efficient method to farm, and just like RNG in your game, whether it rained or not, or something. I don't fucking know. I actually don't even play farming simulator, so I still wouldn't have a big dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But could try. I can try compensate. Maybe I'll get Sudoku Shadows Die 4 times, and we will have big dick energy. We played Battlefront 2 yesterday. I wanted to bring that up. Because they came out with a new game mode.
Yeah.
It launched broken. Couldn't get into the game half the time. On top of that,
At least for some people.
no, for like 90% of people.
I think I saw on Xbox there wasn't really that many problems. On PS4 I saw there was a lot, and on PC as well.
Well, fuck you, Xbox. How about that?
Well, I mean, there was probably still problems on all of them, but maybe just more limited on some.
Right. The bugs weren't as prominent on Xbox as they were on the rest. But God, I lost my train of thought. The game mode was it just wasn't anything new, right? Like all it was is conquest at the start, and then like rush, right? I guess is like the closest equivalent in the second part. I think that's fair, right?
It was like the Galactic Assault, I think it was called, that they have in there.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think I think in Galactic Assault you like plant the bombs on shit. I think I actually don't remember
Well,
entirely. But I
basically,
think that's what you do.
the first phase of the game is you conquer the map. You do conquest, or what's the smaller one of conquest?
Domination.
Domination. And you do domination because like it's a smaller map. Then you go to a spaceship that is not in fucking space. It's just there.
It's in
And
atmosphere.
You're still in ground. You're still a ground trooper, and you plant bombs. So you go from domination to rush, basically, and the droids are fucking broken. Like the droid team almost always wins because those fucking commando droids are
I think
fucking
we were
insane.
just getting unlucky.
No,
'Cause I've actually been hearing the opposite.
that the ARC troopers are better.
Yeah, I've been hearing that the ARC troopers are better, and that that they're better than the commando droids, but the commando droids are more fun to play.
I personally felt
Because
that the
people
commando
say that
droids were
the
better.
rifle does too little damage.
I personally felt like the commando droids are better. You guys like my cup? My mommy brought it to work for me, and she was like, "Here, I bought you this." So I'm using it. My Captain Marvel used to be a dude, so that's interesting. And even then, the Captain Marvel I prefer has shorter hair than this. Right? She's way more hipster than that chick. So Marvel, could you fix that, please? Thank you. What were we talking about?
The commando and ARC troopers.
Commando. I think the commando ones are way better. Personally, I guess the pistols are better, but the commandos, like their dash is better than the roll in my opinion, and their sword is fucking brutal and fun to use. You just slice and dice motherfuckers like crazy, just like slice and dice like a ninja. You're like a mini Jedi with that motherfucking what is it? What sword are they using? The fucking
The vibro sword.
the vibro sword. I was gonna say the Fizbro sword. I don't know why. Fizbro. I don't know. I think that one's better. The Division 2 came out. Projects have been playing a lot. I don't have money to buy the Division. Well, I have money, but I am on a very strict budget. Areno cappuccino. You know what I mean? It's like this big. Like that big. That's how big my budget is. Oh, there we go. Because I'm trying to buy a house. So I'm not going to buy the Division 2. Because I feel like we're not going to play it enough to get, you know what I mean? Projects?
Yeah.
Hello? You with
Hello?
me? Are you with me?
Yes.
That was directed towards you. I feel like we're not going to play it enough for me to spend the full price on it when my budget's like PP droplets.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't really spend money, it doesn't really matter if you don't buy it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is like I could, technically speaking, I have the money for it, right? but I'm keeping my budget tiny baby small so that I can get a house faster, right? Um, so I'm not gonna buy it, but I wanted to ask opinions from you on the game in comparison mainly to things like Destiny and Anthem, which are kind of its like comparativeness, right? It's an MMO shooter, and how it stacks up to the first one.
Well, I can't really compare it to the first one because I never played it that much. I probably played it for like 2 or 3 hours and I stopped just because it was kind of boring.
So in that case, way better than the first one.
Yeah, it's definitely kept my attention a lot longer. And I think it just comes down to like the aesthetic of the game and just like how much stuff you get. 'Cause you get a lot of stuff. I like the stuff. Most of it is like there's a lot of like new things that you get. It's not like a lot of the samey stuff. And there's like a variety of like different weapons and armors and shit that you get. So it's like all fresh. There isn't as much clothes though, is what I noticed. Because in the first division, you got like a fuck ton of clothes when you like looted like some of the apartment buildings.
Mm-hmm.
You can fucking like windbreakers
Cosmetics.
and beanies all over the place.
Yeah, shitload of cosmetic stuff.
And this one is not. You don't really get that much. You do get you still do get them, but
If you guys want to know how to keep projects' attention in the game, it's character customization, water, and jiggle physics.
and I think the reason why is because there's loot boxes in them, and you get cosmetics in the loot boxes, so that's why.
Fucking loot boxes ruining shit again for projects.
I think that was added in the first game as well. Like
Looty
a little
boxes?
like later on in the lifespan.
Little looty boxes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so of the three, right?
Shit.
Let's immediately rule out Anthem because that shit's dead on arrival. I don't know what the fuck happened with that game, honestly.
I think Anthem's a lost cause at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
There's like some more shit going down with it today that I was seeing, so it's not looking good. Well, it's not looking any better than it was last month.
It's a fucking clusterfuck of errors. So let's just throw that out the window, okay? And let's assume that Destiny is just $60 to be at the state that it is now, because you have to buy it and you still have to buy the DLC.
Yeah.
You still gotta buy the DLC.
There is no seasons pass in this one. Well, there is actually. There's a seasons pass, but
no. But I'm saying, like, if you were to pick one today, how much how much more worth is Division in your opinion than something like Destiny? Like scale of 1 to 10 on how likely you'd be to, like, knowing what you know, to start Destiny versus or to start Division.
I'm pretty sure I'd pick Division 2 over Destiny.
Yeah,
because I haven't gotten to it yet, but I do. I've always been hearing that the end game there's like a lot of shit to do. That it's not like devoid of fucking content.
Division,
like kind of like how Destiny is when we were playing it. When it came out and stuff.
Well,
like, it's definitely a much more complete game than Destiny 2 was.
This is the problem with this was the problem with Destiny 2, right? I hardly played the game. And I still finished all the content.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what people who played the game on the level of like people that we know, like Robert, were fucking doing. They were like, "Oh, I have 3 characters." It's like, why? It's the same shit. Like, I never understood that either. Like, why do you have 5 characters? Like, I guess it was for like you got more drop chances or whatever.
Yes, yeah, so you can do the weeklies and shit for each character.
That's what I mean. Like, that's not content. That's just you not being okay with the RNG because the game doesn't have enough content. Like, if you play the same mission 3 times a day because there's nothing else to do, sorry, son, your game has no content. But maybe I'll join you in the division. Who fucking knows? My check went through, so I could buy it right now. But I don't fucking know. Napoleon. What do I look like? What else we got today, projects? What else big has been happening? Nothing. I live under a rock. I have no fucking idea. I live at work. I was actually talking about we're making a new warehouse for work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was actually discussing with my mother and father who own the company, right? On building an apartment in the second floor. In my father's words, so I didn't have to leave, and if something happened, I was always there. That's how much I already spend time at work. That they're just like, let's just put a little house there
Just
for you.
live there.
Yeah, just live there. Like he was like, or we can take you to, or we can like bring the the mobile home that we have,
Yeah.
the little RV. He's like, you just park it there and just chill in the. I'm like, yeah, no, that'd be fucking fantastic.
Fuck that.
Fucking,
Especially there. Yeah. No thanks.
fucking assholes.
So, for building this new one, is it going to be like in the same area, or is it going to be someplace new?
Yeah, it's literally like across the street.
Oh yeah.
It's in like the exact same spot. It's just a lot bigger. So like I go and I look at this shit and I see like all this like crazy shit that goes down, and I see that it happened like a fucking week ago, and it's still new to me. Like that fucking shit that went down with all the parents getting caught for like bribing their kids' entry into school. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, for like getting into
To get
like
into like
those
Berkeley
Ivy
and shit like
colleges and
that.
shit.
Yeah. Like famous people like that lady from Full House and shit. Like
I saw some things like that.
like 500 grand to get your kid into college just to get them in, dude. Not even to be like, oh, they're gonna pass, and they're gonna like that covers their 4 years that they need to spend at this college. You know what I mean? No, just to get accepted. Here's my thing, right? If my kid doesn't get accepted to college, I look at my kid and I'm like you done fucked up, dude. Like if you wanted to go to college, you should have done the fucking work to get into college. I'm not saying get like scholarships to college. I'm saying get accepted into college, right? Because it's two different things to get accepted into colleges and get scholarships to colleges, right? Because I got accepted into a couple different colleges, and I got partial scholarships from none of them. I got partial scholarships from outside sources that I qualified for, right? Like there's a lot of them for Mexican people, i.e. me. Like that you get like pre-qualified for, right? Like you can apply for these scholarships, and they're like, yes, all you have to do is like reserve it, and then like show your acceptance papers into like what college or whatever that you're going to, that you signed up for, right? So like I got accepted into several colleges. You know what I mean? I didn't go to them for other reasons, but point being, like if your kid doesn't even get accepted into college, it's kind of like sorry, bucko. CSN accepts almost everybody with a GED. Like you done fucked up. And like I find it super interesting because I feel like the US is the only place where that shit would go down. You know what I mean? Like Mexico and like Europe, and I guess Europe maybe a little bit, because they have like these like prestigious like super big schools. But in most places, I feel like as long as you go to fucking college, like it doesn't fucking matter what college you went to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as long as you're trained the way you're supposed to be trained, like Nobody gives a shit. Like in Mexico, right? In Mexico, I would say like 80% of my uncles and aunts and like cousins and whatnot are college educated. Not only are they they're like fucking engineers, right? Only problem with Mexico is that there's not jobs for those college educated people, so half of them are like fucking farmers and fishermen that have GEDs in fucking farming engineering, whatever the fuck that might be. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandpa is like was a financial advisor for like one of the biggest banks in the state that he was in at the time, and he's a fucking farmer now. So it's just fucking farms, with tractors and shit. Like, like you know what I mean? Like, and he was like a fucking financial like he used to like run like a big time bank, and it's just like I feel like that kind of shit would never go down in Mexico, to the extent that it does here. Like, I'm sure that in Mexico people are bribing the fuck out of other people all the time, right? I'm not saying the corruption part. I'm saying like you being so like it being so necessary for your kid to go to such a like a specific college that you pay upwards of millions of dollars for them to get accepted into the fucking college. I'd be like, listen, buddy, you're a fucking dum-dum. So, like, fucking go to dum-dum school and stop being dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Like, I'll pay for it, but I ain't paying for you just to get accepted. Fuck that noise. Then again,
it's just because it looks good on them as a parent.
Again, see, this is what I'm saying. Like America is. Like, I'm a big believer that parents have a huge impact on their kids and shit like that. But, like, a majority of the time, if your kid's stupid, he's probably just stupid. Let's be honest. Like, if your kid's a dumb fuck, he's probably just a dumb fuck. Like if I don't know, maybe I'll speak differently when I get into college or anything. But I can speak from personal experience. I know several people my age and a little bit older that are like that went to college or have like come back from college, and they just work as like a fucking secretary for fucking Joe Billy's security. You know what I mean? And it's like, congratulations on that education that your parents were talking mad shit about last year. And now you make $3 more than the minimum wage. Like half the time that people go to these colleges, they don't even end up doing what they went to these colleges for, or using their degree to any sense. You know what I mean?
I think that's like more than half the time that you get a job that's like doesn't even like
correspond
closely relate to your like degree of study.
Let's take a look at one of our family members, okay? Fucking Georgie. Now, I'm not saying Georgie's making $2 more than the minimum wage. Georgie is a happy married man who's enjoying his life. But my point being specifically the fact that he went to college and he got a job right out of college that didn't correspond with his degree, and he's still at that job. He's happy about it. I'm not trying to shit on the fact that he's like enjoying his job just because it doesn't correspond with his degree, but I'm saying it's like at that point, it's like you could have just gone to any college at that point, right? You know what I mean? For the most part, any college would have done when you don't use your own degree. And that's why I personally don't understand like push up your glasses. I'm not wearing my glasses today, by the way, because I just sat down. So I don't think I'm gonna get a headache. We'll find out. But like, push up your glasses and whatnot. And it's like, my son goes to USC. Like, congratulations. Like, you want a fucking cookie from me? Like, what? I never understood those because I never understand how people are expecting you to react. And it's maybe because I don't see it, so I don't react the way that I put this in big quotation marks should react. Like, oh my god, congratulations! You must be so proud. I am proud. Haha. Like, all right, cool. Like, now what? Now where does this conversation lead? It's like, it doesn't. I feel like when people are like, my kid went to so and so college, it's like, cool. Where's your kid? Like, oh, they're in so and so. Let's assume that it's this one that actually used their degrees. Oh, they're in so and so, and I see them twice a year. It's like, okay, congrats for your kids for getting away from you fucking weirdo. Like I feel no. I'm not proud of the parent when it comes to things like college, right? Because it's one of those things that is accomplishable in many different ways to go to college, right? Like, if your kid got a lot of scholarships and stuff like that, like, okay, again, I'm proud of the kid. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a parent's like, yeah, my kid got accepted into fucking USC, and like now I work 2 jobs and shit because I don't want them to have to worry about anything so that they can get to the degree and stuff. And I'm like, all right, now I'm more about the parent, but not it changes things, right? Because they're not bragging about it anymore. They're more like, fuck, like my kid ended up being fucking smart, and now I'm gonna bust my shit so that they don't feel bad about being smart because I can't afford school. You know what I mean?
It's like I was hoping for a kind of dumb one, but
I was hoping for a fucking CSN kid, but I got a fucking USC kid, and I had $20,000 for his CSN education. Now I need $85,000. You know what I mean? A year type shit. And it's like, then I'm like, all right, like I'm like, okay, that's a good dad or mom. You know what I mean? They're working hard because their kid succeeded, and to support their kid, they are now working more. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, now, but again, they're not bragging about their kid getting to college. They're like I'm proud of my kid, but now I gotta bust my shit because my kid ended up being a fucking smart ass. Like, I'm more proud of parents when I meet the kid, or like I'm more respectful of parents when I know the kid, and their kid isn't like a complete fucking sociopathic douche. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of his again, in big quotes, successes in life, right? Like, if your kid is like a cool person and they're like a nice dude and they're like respectful and courteous, then I'm like, that's a good parent, right? They raise their kid right. Like, oh, your kid went to Harvard, but he's the biggest piece of shit I've ever met. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Unless it's Harvard that made him that way, I'm blaming you. Unless you could prove it was Harvard that made him that way, I'm blaming you. But it does blow my mind, though, at the end of the day, that parents are spending millions just to get their kids accepted. Projects, think about that for a second. All that money just to get your kid accepted into college. Just accepted. What happens if you spend that much money and they fucking flunk? Do you spend all that money again to like get them not to flunk? Like, or like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the step then? What do you do at that point?
Go to another one. Bribe you into another one.
You got kicked out of Harvard. All right, we're bribing you to Yale. Like, it blows my mind because it's like, here's my thought behind it, right? If your kid couldn't get accepted, what compels you to pay that much money, assuming that they will succeed?
Well, what I've seen for this is that they would have never even like been able to apply because they just don't have like
the requirements,
like the GPA or something like that. So,
well, because the thing with college is like, I don't know how many colleges you applied to, projects, but they want your fucking transcript for everything, right? For all 4 years, they want your testing scores. You know what I mean? They want your fucking attendance. Like some colleges require every detail. Like, I've heard of like some colleges not accepting kids because they were like troublesome students in freshman year. I don't know if that's true. I can't attest to that because I didn't get in trouble in high school. I got in trouble in middle school, but I didn't get in trouble in high school. So that wasn't a problem for me. But I have heard of kids like not getting accepted into colleges because they got like suspended for fighting their freshman year type shit. You know what I mean? So it's like some of these kids probably didn't even like weren't even allowed to put the fucking stamp on their letter. Like they already sent a representative. Like don't even bother. Like you could just save that stamp for something else.
You know, completely bypass all that shit.
Yeah, like. So it's like that's what I'm saying though. Like, if you have to spend so much money just to get your kid accepted into the college, what makes you think they're going to succeed there? You know what I mean? Like, oh, mom paid this much money, so now I got to. Like, I highly doubt that's what's going to be the mindset for the kid, unless like those millions of dollars included like guaranteed pass. You know what I mean? Like C's make degrees type shit. But
yeah. Oh, and one thing that I did see about that too, as well, is that a lot of the kids didn't even know. See, like they were applying to it like just like normally how you would do it, and like go through the process, but like behind the scenes, the like guy that like managed all that shit just like spoofed all their stuff, I guess. And
yeah, just, see, like, I heard that too, but I don't know how much I believe it for most of the kids, right? Because like here's again, we come back to they wouldn't even be allowed to apply type thing, right? Like if you have like a fucking 2.0 in high school, you know what I mean? What makes you think you're going to be allowed into the most competitive colleges in the fucking United States? Like, are you legit that stupid that you thought that just magic got you accepted? You know what I mean? So that's why when I saw those two where like the kids were like, I was unaware, and the parents were like, my kids did not know, it was all me, I did it all, right? Because their parents, they're also like older, and they're probably not going to be having to deal with that for as long as their kids, just as in a lifespan expectancy kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, your parent's 85 and he bought you into college. I highly doubt that's going to be haunting him for too much longer. But like, I feel like as a kid, like me personally, right? Like, I wasn't a dumb kid, but I didn't have the best grades in the world, right? So like, that'd be like me applying to Harvard and then being like surprised that I didn't get accepted. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way in fucking hell I was making it into Harvard. And then if I did, for some stupid reason, like provide a resume, right? A fucking my transcript and all that stuff to college, and then Harvard hit me back with a yes, I would be the most suspicious fucking high schooler in the world. Especially if I was rich. You know what I mean? I'd like when mom and dad like, your note from Harvard came in, open it. I'd be looking at mom and dad like, Mom, Dad, this was a joke. I applied as Dick Buttkiss, right? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's gonna accept my cock for their fucking Harvard, you know what I mean? And you open it and it's like your name spelled out and you're like, Diego made it into Harvard. Like, what? I didn't even apply as Diego. I applied as fucking huge anus. Like, how did this happen? Magic. Like, no. I don't believe the kids either. I feel like they're just bullshitting.
Well, yeah, in that case, yeah, I mean, it'd probably be pretty obvious, but I know there were some that were they like did have a legit chance to make it, but they gotta take like a test. They do the test, and then the guy who's like doing the shady shit.
Yeah, like the entry exams.
They get the right answers.
Yeah, and then they like fudge their scantrons, right? Like they like pass somebody else's scantron through it or whatever. That I do. Those kids I do. I get. But like the thing was, like the biggest problem was that most of the kids weren't even like wouldn't have gotten accepted at all. You know what I mean? And if we're looking at it in that case, if I was one of those kids, I'd be fucking pissed. Here's why. Right? If you're like at the extra entry exam or whatever, that means that you're almost there, right? You ran the marathon. You can see the finish line. And the only thing between you and the finish line is your own physical capability, right? It's your own mental acuity to pass this test, right? I fucking hate tests, but still, right? It's your own mental acuity. It's just you versus the test. That's what's going to get you into college, right? Then mom pays the test grader, right? And let's just assume, right, that half of these guys didn't even look to see if they would have passed by themselves. They just immediately were like, nope, you immediately got an A, right? So let's say old Jimmy took the test and got a passing grade of like a B, right? But old Howard, who's fudging the numbers, just immediately gave him an A. Not only did your son actually get into college, but now you fucked him by paying off the dude, and no one's going to accept your fucking kid anymore. Why? Because you're a fucking piece of shit parent. And I'd be fucking pissed. Not only would I be pissed because my parents have fucked my chances at college, but two, because your parents are calling you fucking stupid. Like, your parents are legit. Like, it's one thing that your parents are like, you're just a dumb kid. We're not a smart family, right? Fair enough. But when you are a smart kid and your parents behind your back are like conniving and like tipping things in your favor because they don't think you're good enough, that's bullshit. And I'd be fucking pissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be fucking livid if I was good enough to get within, like distance, like the fucking last, the last like little bit that I needed to get to get into college. And then my parents fucked me like that. I'd fucking sue. I wouldn't apologize on YouTube. No, I would sue my mom and dad. I would get a lawyer and be like, sue this bitch for fucking my chances in college and let me retake that fucking test. Because this idiot fucked me. And I'm pissed about it. I wouldn't see any other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, put this like dick of a parent into fucking jail and let me retake my entry exam and prove that I belong in this college, because I was unaware of this shady shit that was happening in the background, and I want to still go to this fucking school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would be fucking livid, dude. I'd be so mad. Cause the kids who had no chance, they're either stupid or in on it, right? Like, you're either an idiot to think that you're going to get into this college that is one of the most prestigious colleges when you have fucking C average, right? Or you're in on it. But these kids who were like legitimately, they were, they got accepted and they needed to take an entry exam, and the entry exam is the thing they got fudged, not like everything, like their whole transcript and shit like that. I would be fucking pissed. I don't know about you, but I'd be fucking mad.
I just wonder what happens to the kids that didn't know and they get like, when that shit like all came out, like what happens to them?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to assume that they're fucked forever, right? Like, you have to, unless the colleges are doing what I just said, letting them retake the exam with like no, you know what I mean, with like no shady shit going on in the background, and then letting them prove that they belong in the college, right? Unless they're doing that, they're probably fucked.
That'd be fucking shitty if you're in like maybe your third year and that shit gets dropped on you.
Well, for the most part, from what I've seen, they're all like newcomers. Like, none of them for what I've read from the people that have gotten exposed, none of them are like their fourth year in college and they just found out that they got paid their entry. You know what I mean? That they got like bribed into it. For what I've seen, it's all like freshmen.
Hmm.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to assume that most of those kids are fucked, right? Because like, what college wants to accept you now that they know that your parents are doing shady shit? You know what I mean?
You have to go to one of the good old community colleges. They'll probably accept you.
Hit up your local community college today. They change lives. There's nothing wrong. Here's the thing, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with the community college, right?
Yeah.
Like, all of their programs have to be like approved by a similar board of education. You know what I mean? So that you can actually get your degree, or else you wouldn't be able to get a fucking degree. The only problem is that we've made like these prestigious colleges so like, oh my god, they went to Alfonso's School for the Gifted. You know what I mean?
Let's just say it mainly just comes down to the resources that the school has. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that going
And
to a
maybe
better
teach-
college isn't better in certain ways, like going to a big college. What I'm saying is
Not
like,
every college has a fucking big ass like telescope in the backyard.
yeah, no, I'm
for like astronomy.
I agree that going to like a big prestigious college has its benefits. But what I'm saying is like, if you cannot go to those colleges, going to something like CSN will suffice. You know what I mean? If you're like passionate and you're gonna work your ass off, you'll probably make it. You know what I mean? The chances are not stacked too heavily against you. But I don't know. Now I can't get my mind off of those kids who got like fucked out of college because their parents are fucking assholes. I'm just thinking about like, man, if my mom and dad fucked my chances into getting into college, I think I would actually sue. Can you sue for that? Like,
Probably.
can you like raise up like a class action lawsuit against your mom and dad for being like biggest dicks in the world? Like
if you legit can't get into college anymore, I'm pretty sure you could.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's assume like the worst case is that now no good college that kid was like looking at, right, is accepting him anymore because his parents did that shady shit, and the only places he can go are like community and like local colleges. And it's like, I'd be fucking mad. Like, I spent 4 years doing my best so that I could get accepted into, you know, a college that I'm looking forward to go to, and then because you couldn't wait, 3 days, you had to cheat, you dumb asshole. Like, I don't even know, man. I would sue. I know I said it before, but I would fucking sue. I would sue my mom and dad. I would look into getting a lawyer the next day and start a fucking lawsuit. Cause that's some shit, man. Those parents are fucking crazy. I don't even.
I also
can't
feel
even-
bad for the people who lost out on getting accepted to schools because of that shit.
Yeah, the people who got their applications. See, there's still hope for those guys, right? Because like, you can assume now that the positions are reopened, and like people that got rejected originally. Because like, there's a queue, right, for your college. Like, we accepted these people because they scored the highest, and you were like 2 points off, right?
Yeah.
But you have to assume that now, because that guy's not going, or because that guy got kicked out for being a fraudulent piece of shit, that now you get up into the accepted spot, right? Like, I assume, because they still want the best people in their college. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not feeling too bad because I feel like there's still hope for them to get pulled back into their college of their dreams. But yeah, that is fucked, because not only do you screw over people who deserve to be there, but you put someone who doesn't have any I guess right to be there. You put them in that position instead, and you just kind of fuck the whole system up there, buddy. But I think the biggest thing to me is just like, there's so much money, dude. So much money.
Not
I've
for
seen-
them.
I've seen money from like 500K to like in the millions. Like, so much.
When they probably asked, like, how much is this going to cost me? He said, oh, like 1.5 million. They're like, oh, that's it? Fuck, all right.
It's a fucking
That's all I
bargain,
got to
dude.
do?
This is a fucking steal. To get this idiot into college? Fuck yeah. This guy didn't even get accepted into the local community college. Fuck yeah. 1 million, that's it. It's like, I had a check for 5 mil, but I'm going to tear that up. It's fucking insane, dude, how much money those people have. Like, fucking boggles my mind. I don't even know. We're almost done. I was mentioning before you got here, Borderlands got a trailer.
Yes.
So that is exciting. Is it a whole new story? Or I didn't actually watch the trailer. I just saw that it got announced.
It wasn't. It was just a teaser. There wasn't really that much.
There wasn't like, okay, yeah, I guess it did say teaser trailer, so that's fair enough.
I think there were like a couple little like hidden things in there, but I didn't really
I'm not
scrutinize it that hard. So
yeah, I'm not looking at shit like that.
So I don't fucking know.
The new Wolfenstein release date is July, and it's supposed to be a co-op, so that's kind of exciting.
Is it a new one? I thought it was like DLC.
Oh, is it DLC? I don't know. I don't fucking pay attention, dude.
It might be.
Wolfenstein Youngblood, a new co-op adventure, releases July 20. Maybe. It might be.
It might actually be its own.
It might be a standalone.
Because there was a prequel like that for for
New
Wolf.
Blood?
It's like called the Old Blood.
I thought it was called New Blood.
No, it was the Old Blood.
The Old Blood. Whatever. Yeah, that was a standalone though.
Yeah, so it might actually be standalone.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Co-op could be fun. I'm a fan of co-op. Even though I'm sure we'll be doing a good amount of co-op once the Halo comes out. The Halo.
Oh yeah, speaking of Halo, I did see that they were gonna release all of it this year. So it's not gonna be like they release Reach in like December and then the rest next year.
All right, so that's good news. We were complaining about that last time. That
yeah, that could be a possibility, but I guess not. Sounds good.
Yeah, so that's nice to know. Anything else? Like I said at the start, we're super unprepared nowadays. I have no fucking time in my schedule to do shit. And Project just shows up, so we don't expect much out of him.
Basically.
I guess all we have left is the our what we're gonna try to keep doing is our little new end thing. Oh look, there's Toga. For the videos, I think all 3 Doggo videos should be the videos for today.
I also have some other like feel good stuff that's also Halo related.
What do you got? Let me hear it.
It was this post. It was last week when they posted this. But it's basically like people were posted on the r/gaming Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, when Halo comes to PC, let's all use our old Xbox Live gamer tag so we can find each other again. So it's basically like people trying to reunite with their old Halo buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to like the front page of the subreddit. So I mean, a lot of people were like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
I've had this
nice wholesome shit.
I've had the same exact gamer tag since I started playing online. So, already been there, done that. I'm already ready for it, I guess. I've never changed my name. That is interesting though, to think like you might run into somebody that you played with fucking how long ago? Like
cool. 7 years ago, I think 6 years ago, something like that.
That's a little weird. It's a little weird to think
I like
that
the top comment on this one.
What is it?
It's from the guy says, "Fortunately for me, I've had the same gamer tag since Halo 2, and his name is Colonel Butt Cheeks."
That man's a champion. Colonel Butt Cheeks. That guy's an OG. Because nowadays you'd have to be XXX Colonel Butt Cheeks XXX. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that guy's...
It's not... Colonel isn't actually spelled Colonel on his username. It's CRNL.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like Colonel, like a popcorn kernel.
No.
That'd have been funny.
Hold on, I'm gonna load up these. Oh, what am I doing here? I'm gonna load up these.
I'm curious to how like if like it probably will happen, but I mean it'll be very rare. I'm curious to see if like how many people actually link up with like their old Halo buddies. It'd be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Because you gotta assume that like most of those people probably aren't even playing video games anymore.
Maybe.
Like,
I honestly don't remember what username I had at that time when I was playing.
Clone Till Death. Hashtag Clone Till Death. That was Project's old one.
Yeah, that probably was it.
Um, you gotta assume that most of those people aren't.
Oh yeah,
playing
that was
video
it
games.
actually. I remember now.
It was Clone Till Death.
Because I remember I changed it when I was playing Black Ops because I had my account stolen.
Cause Halo was a lot more older people. Like I don't mean like old people, but like older teenage people. There wasn't as many like kiddies on Halo. At least not online. So I feel like the people who were playing it a lot are probably well grown, and most people when they get grown, they don't play games as much. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm looking forward to always being a child. But yeah, I don't know. It might happen. I'm not saying it won't. But
Yeah,
like
it will be very, very slim chance, but
yeah,
it might happen.
tiny little baby chance, tiny little baby chance. I think I'm gonna pick one of the dog clips. Actually no, I think two of the dog clips. So these are we're pretty much at time. As per the usual, we just rambled about nonsense. Because we're not prepared for anything. But in summary, uh, Dark Souls like games are now compensation for having a small PP. So if you play those games and pass them, you have big PP. Easy. Don't spend your money on those pills that make your dick big. Just play Dark Souls. This week's feel goods. One of them isn't really feel good, I guess at the end, but it's fucking funny, and it's worth a watch. This one comes from Instagram, and the other one comes from Facebook, both from projects. Because I don't have an Instagram or a Facebook. Whoa, my green screen's freaking out. On this white screen, but this is gonna be the last one. This Instagram. So a little background for you, as you can see, and if you're just listening, it says moved houses and dog has never seen stairs before. So let's take a look. I can't turn it down, so I apologize. It's loud. I'll turn it down over here. Fucking poor dog, dude. Just fucking like eats shit off the fucking stairs. Like, oh, you gotta love having pets. And then this one's a real legit feel good one, cause it's like this the bondage between this guy and his pup is just beautiful. Look at this little pup. No, I don't want to make an account Facebook. I don't use you. Oh, there's no audio for this. My favorite part is the little dog just kind of like he doesn't turn. He just kind of uses his eyes like it's not. Is he doing it anymore? Did he start doing it again? Like that poor little dog just like keeps looking to the left like do I stick my tongue out or not? Adorable little doggos. For you to feel good on this Wednesday because it is only Wednesday. My God. Can the week be over yet? But on the brighter side, tomorrow is Thursday. So shout outs to Thigh Thursday. Because everybody loves Thigh Thursday. And if you don't, it's because you're a hater. I think it's simple as that.
You're a heretic.
You're an uncultured swine. So as always, thank you guys for watching the Bottom Tier podcast. You guys have a fantastic day, and we will see you next Wednesday. Ta-ta.